You can only go 300 though for the whole month.
What you mean 300?
$300 for the whole month.
That's how much you can spend
For the whole month.
Damn.
That part.
For the whole month.
The whole month.
So that's like what? $30 no, that ain't even $30.
So the mashed
$10 a
potatoes
day.
is like $2.50 each. So I got like 30 of them. So just off that, that's like $65.
Damn.
Exactly. So then then you want to add all the other stuff. So usually I ain't have I just maxed out.
The internet did not wake up ready for this, but ChriseanRock woke up ready to light the match and walk away from the explosion. One sentence, one reckless claim, one verbal grenade tossed straight into the middle of hip-hop chaos, and suddenly, everyone is scrambling like a group chat just leaked screenshots nobody was supposed to see. Chrisean didn't whisper it, didn't hint it, didn't soft launch it like a PR intern testing the waters. She dropped it like a wrecking ball and kept moving. According to her, Blueface isn't just drowning in drama anymore. He's allegedly drowning in debt, and not just to anyone, but to Soulja Boy's baby mama. Yes, that's Soulja Boy, the same man who once claimed he invented everything from rap beef to the internet itself. This isn't reality TV anymore. This is reality doing backflips off a burning building. The moment those words hit the timeline, phones overheated, comment sections combusted, and timelines turned into crime scenes filled with theories, memes, and digital fingerprints. This made the Kardashians look like they're arguing over who ate the last almond. Because when Chrisean speaks, nothing ever lands quietly. It crashes, it echoes, and it drags everybody within a 10-mile radius into the mess. And the wildest part? This didn't sound accidental. It sounded like a secret slipping out that was never supposed to escape. Nobody was prepared for the way this claim landed because it didn't come wrapped in disclaimers or softened with fake concern. It came out raw, reckless, and loud, the way secrets do when they've been sitting in someone's chest too long. ChriseanRock didn't present it like gossip. She didn't say allegedly every 3 seconds like a lawyer trying to bill hours. She said it like a fact that slipped out by accident, the kind of sentence that makes people freeze mid-scroll and reread it 3 times just to be sure they didn't imagine it. According to her, Blueface owes money to Soulja Boy's baby mama, and with that one line, the internet went from bored to feral in under 10 seconds. The reason this didn't sound random is because Chrisean has been inside the Blueface hurricane long enough to know where the bodies are metaphorically buried. She's seen the money arguments, the public flexing followed by private scrambling, the lifestyle that looks flashy on Instagram but stressful in real life. This isn't someone speculating from the outside. This is someone who has watched bank accounts, court fees, and obligations pile up while the camera stayed on. So when she dropped that name, people didn't laugh it off. They leaned in. Blueface's history with money has always been louder than his silence. One minute he's posting luxury cars and designer fits. The next minute he's dealing with legal fees, child support chatter, and accusations that never fully disappear. The image has always been bigger than the stability. And Chrisean, whether people love her or hate her, has never been shy about exposing cracks in that image when things go left. This time, she didn't just crack it. She shattered it. The immediate question wasn't just, is this true? The question was, why now? Because timing matters. This didn't happen in a vacuum. It came after public tension, emotional distance, and a relationship that's been deteriorating in front of millions. When people fall out publicly, secrets suddenly stop being protected. Information that was once locked behind loyalty gets tossed into the street like trash bags during an eviction. And this felt exactly like that. Not a planned expose, but a slip that revealed something real underneath the chaos. Then there's the Soulja Boy factor, which took this from messy to nuclear. Soulja Boy has built an entire career on reacting loudly to disrespect. He doesn't let his name float around without commentary. He inserts himself into drama like it's oxygen. And now, suddenly, his baby mama's name is attached to a financial allegation involving Blueface. That's not just gossip. That's a triangle of egos, reputations, and money, which is the most combustible combination known to the internet. People immediately started pulling threads. Old interviews resurfaced. Past live streams got rewatched like lost tapes. Fans dissected every interaction between these people like amateur detectives convinced the truth was hiding in plain sight. And the more they looked, the more plausible the chaos felt. Blueface has been publicly stretched thin for a while. Legal issues don't pay themselves. Kids don't raise themselves. And flashy lifestyles don't fund themselves on vibes alone. Suddenly, Chrisean's claim didn't sound crazy. It sounded inconvenient. What made it worse was the silence. Blueface didn't immediately jump online to deny it. No aggressive rebuttal. No dramatic rant. No receipts waved at the camera. And in internet culture, silence is never neutral. Silence is interpreted as guilt, confusion, or damage control happening behind the scenes. Every minute without a response made the rumor feel heavier, like it was gaining weight just by existing. People don't wait for facts anymore. They wait for reactions, and the lack of one was louder than any denial could have been. Meanwhile, Chrisean didn't walk it back. She didn't clarify. She didn't apologize. She kept moving like someone who already said what needed to be said. That confidence is what set the internet off. Because people can sense when someone is bluffing, and this didn't feel like a bluff. This felt like frustration leaking out in public. Like a truth spoken out of spite, not strategy. Memes started circulating almost immediately. Blueface was painted as the rapper who flexes online but allegedly owes money offline. Soulja Boy's baby mama suddenly became an unexpected main character in a storyline nobody saw coming. And Chrisean? She became the chaos narrator, whether she wanted that role or not. Every screenshot, every clip, every caption twisted the story into something bigger than the original claim. The narrative wasn't just about debt anymore. It was about credibility, because if this claim held any truth at all, it didn't just embarrass Blueface. It damaged his brand. In hip-hop culture, owing money is worse than being quiet. It suggests weakness, mismanagement, and loss of control. And coming from someone who was once close enough to know the numbers, that accusation cuts deeper than any outsider rumor ever could. Fans also started questioning motives. Was this revenge? Was it a warning? Was it an emotional outburst fueled by betrayal? Or was it simply a truth that slipped out because Chrisean was done protecting someone who no longer protected her? The ambiguity made it more dangerous. Because when motives are unclear, people assume the worst. This wasn't just another messy headline. This was a pressure point. A moment where personal drama collided with financial accusations and dragged multiple public figures into the blast radius. And the scariest part for everyone involved was that this story didn't need confirmation to spread. It already felt real enough to survive on its own. By a time people finished arguing about whether Chrisean should have said it at all, the damage was already done. The claim was out there. Screenshots were permanent, and the internet had decided this wasn't going away quietly. Whatever the truth was, it was now public property, dissected, exaggerated, and repackaged in 1,000 different ways. Once Chrisean's claim hit the timeline, the internet didn't just react. It organized. This wasn't casual gossip anymore. This was a full-scale digital manhunt for context, clues, and confirmation. Twitter turned into a courtroom with no judge, Instagram became the evidence locker, and TikTok transformed into a 24-hour conspiracy channel where everyone suddenly had a law degree and a finance background. The story stopped belonging to Chrisean and Blueface almost immediately. It became communal property, stretched, twisted, and amplified until it barely resembled the original sentence that started it all. Memes were the first wave, because humor is how the internet processes chaos. Blueface was suddenly portrayed as the rapper who can't keep track of his obligations, flexing for the camera while allegedly dodging debts behind the scenes. Soulja Boy's baby mama became an unexpected symbol, elevated from background character to headline catalyst overnight. And Soulja Boy himself? The internet treated him like a sleeping dragon, convinced he was seconds away from waking up and breathing fire across every platform he owns. People weren't even asking if he'd respond anymore. They were placing bets on how loud it would be, Then came the celebrity reactions, or more accurately, the strategic non-reactions. A few familiar faces liked shady posts. Some reposted memes without commentary, the digital equivalent of raising an eyebrow and saying nothing. Others stayed completely silent, which only made people more suspicious. In a culture where everyone overshares everything, silence feels like a negotiation happening off camera. Fans read between imaginary lines, convinced that group chats were buzzing and phones were ringing behind the scenes. Every vague caption, every cryptic emoji became a potential clue. TikTok took the story and turned it into a spectacle. Creators reenacted the claim like it was a dramatic monologue from a soap opera. Fake timelines appeared, complete with dramatic music and bold text claiming to explain what really happened. None of it was verified, but all of it felt believable enough to keep people watching. That's the dangerous part. Once a story feels believable, it doesn't need proof to go viral. It just needs momentum, and this story had plenty of that. Pop culture comparisons started flying immediately. People said this drama made love and hip-hop look like a calm yoga retreat. Others joked that this saga had more plot twists than a Netflix documentary that drops all episodes at once. And the comparisons weren't just jokes. They were signals. They told the audience this wasn't regular celebrity mess. This was premium chaos, the kind that keeps people refreshing their feeds instead of sleeping. Soulja Boy's name trending added gasoline to the fire. Every time his name trends, it's like the internet expects a performance. People remembered his history of explosive reactions, his willingness to clap back at anyone, anytime, for any reason. The idea that his baby mama was allegedly owed money by another rapper wasn't just gossip. It was a setup, a perfect storm waiting for a reaction that might never come, but felt inevitable. The longer he stayed quiet, the louder the speculation grew. Meanwhile, Blueface's reputation started taking hits from every angle. Commentators dug up old clips, moments where money was discussed casually, arguments that now looked different under this new lens. Things that once seemed like jokes suddenly felt like foreshadowing. The internet loves retroactive meaning. It takes old content and rewrites history with it, convincing itself the signs were always there. And in this case, the signs felt suspiciously convenient. What really escalated the chaos was the way people framed Chrisean's role. She wasn't just the source anymore. She was either the whistleblower or the villain, depending on who you asked. Some fans praised her for telling the truth and refusing to protect someone who no longer deserved loyalty. Others accused her of airing private business out of spite. The split was vicious. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds with people arguing about morality like this was a philosophy class instead of celebrity drama. The sarcasm got sharper as the days went on. People joked that Blueface's financial planning was freestyle accounting. Others compared the situation to borrowing money and forgetting who you owe until your ex tells the world. The jokes landed because they felt close enough to reality to sting. Humor became a weapon, and it was being used relentlessly. Public outrage didn't even need confirmation. It fed off vibes, timing, and trust in chaos. The audience didn't need receipts. They needed a storyline that felt authentic, and this one did. A messy relationship. A surprise financial allegation. A third party with a history of loud reactions. It checked every box. People weren't asking for proof anymore. They were asking for the next episode, and then there were the think piece creators, the ones who treat every viral moment like a cultural study. They started talking about power dynamics, gender, money, and control. They framed the story as a cautionary tale about mixing relationships and finances in the public eye. Suddenly, this wasn't just drama. It was a lesson, at least according to the internet's self-appointed professors. What made the situation even more volatile was how unpredictable it felt. At any moment, someone could go live and change the narrative completely. A single live stream could confirm everything, deny everything, or add new chaos to the pile. The anticipation became its own form of entertainment. People stayed tuned, not because they loved the drama, but because they didn't want to miss the moment it escalated again. By this point, the original claim had grown far beyond its initial form. It wasn't just about money anymore. It was about trust, image, and who controls the narrative when relationships fall apart in public. Every angle felt messy, and every outcome felt explosive, and just when people thought the storm might die down, the real consequences started creeping in. Because internet outrage doesn't stay online forever. Eventually, it leaks into real life, reputations, and relationships. And the fallout was just getting started. Once the noise settled just enough for people to breathe, the real damage started showing. Not in trending hashtags or meme counts, but in perception. Reputation is fragile in the internet age, and once it cracks, it never looks the same again. Blueface didn't need a court ruling or a confirmed receipt for the hit to land. The accusation alone was enough to stain the image he spent years building. In hip-hop culture, perception moves faster than truth, and by the time truth shows up, perception has already signed the lease and changed the locks. Blueface suddenly wasn't just controversial anymore. He was framed as unreliable, questionable, a man whose lifestyle looked louder than his balance sheet. Every flex post now came with sarcastic replies asking who it was really for. Every appearance sparked comments wondering whether he should be addressing allegations instead of posing for cameras. The internet has a brutal way of rewriting someone's story, and it did exactly that here. Overnight, his confidence was reinterpreted as deflection, and his silence became suspicious rather than strategic. Chrisean, on the other hand, walked into a different kind of spotlight. Some saw her as reckless, others saw her as finally unfiltered. But almost everyone agreed on one thing: she changed the narrative permanently. She wasn't just the chaotic ex anymore. She was the person who said the quiet part out loud. That carries weight, even when people don't want to admit it. Whether she intended to or not, she positioned herself as someone who knows more than she's saying, and that made every future word she speaks feel dangerous. Relationships around both of them shifted immediately. Friends who once laughed on live streams suddenly looked more cautious. Collaborators went quiet. People who thrive on drama also understand risk, and nobody wants to be collateral damage when accusations start flying. The entertainment industry doesn't cancel people instantly, it sidelines them slowly. Invitations stop coming, calls stop being returned, and that slow fade can be more brutal than a public meltdown. Sulia Boy's baby mama, dragged into the spotlight without warning, became the most unwilling main character in the entire situation. Her name was suddenly everywhere, attached to a claim she didn't publicly ask for. And the internet, being what it is, speculated endlessly about her silence. Some took it as confirmation, others saw it as restraint. Either way, her absence from the conversation didn't stop the narrative. It fueled it, because silence, once again, was louder than any statement. As days passed, the outrage evolved into something quieter but more permanent. Commentary videos replaced reaction clips. Long threads replaced quick jokes. People started asking what this said about accountability in celebrity culture, about how money, power, and image collide behind closed doors. This is how scandals mature. They stop being entertaining and start being uncomfortable. And that discomfort sticks. Blueface's past controversies resurfaced with new context. Old arguments were replayed. Statements once brushed off as exaggerations suddenly felt plausible. The internet doesn't forget, and it loves patterns. Even if this specific claim never gets proven publicly, it will live forever as part of a larger narrative people already believe. And once someone becomes a symbol of instability, every future move is interpreted through that lens. Chrisean's future also became more complicated. Speaking truth, or perceived truth, comes with a cost. People expect consistency. They expect follow-ups. They expect escalation. And if she stays quiet now, the internet will demand more. If she speaks again, they'll dissect every syllable. There's no neutral ground once you pull a pin like that. You're either doubling down or walking away, and both paths come with consequences. What makes this story linger is that it never fully resolves. There's no clean ending, no official statement that neatly ties everything up, just fragments, reactions, silence, and speculation. That's the modern scandal cycle. It doesn't end. It fades, mutates, and resurfaces when least expected. A future argument, a random live stream, a careless comment months from now could reignite everything. Instantly, public perception has already shifted, and perception is currency. Brands watch it, fans feel it, critics weaponize it. Whether the claim was emotional, accidental, or intentional doesn't even matter anymore. What matters is that it fit too well into an existing narrative to be ignored. And once a story feels believable, it becomes untouchable. This wasn't just a viral moment. It was a fracture, a reminder that behind every flashy image is a web of obligations, tensions, and secrets waiting to spill. Chrisean didn't create that web. She just yanked on one thread and watched the whole thing shake. And that's why this story doesn't feel over. It feels paused, like the screen froze right before the next disaster. Because in a world where attention is currency and silence is suspicious, unfinished drama is the most powerful kind. If you made it this far, congratulations, you just survived another episode of internet chaos where the truth is blurry, the vibes are loud, and the drama refuses to stay buried. Because let's be honest, this wasn't just gossip. This was a digital earthquake, the kind that shakes reputations and leaves cracks long after the noise fades. One sentence turned into a full-blown scandal, and nobody walked away clean. That's the reality of celebrity culture in 2026. One slip, one leak, and suddenly your whole image is up for public auction. Now I want to hear from you, because the comment section is where the real chaos lives. Do you think Chrisean spoke out of frustration, or did she accidentally expose something that was never supposed to leave the group chat? Is Blueface being unfairly dragged, or does this situation feel a little too believable to ignore? And what about Sulia Boy? Do you think he's staying quiet on purpose, or is a legendary meltdown loading as we speak? Drop your theories below, because I already know this debate is about to get wild, and don't forget to smash that like button like it owes you money and just tried to dodge you in public. Hit subscribe if you want front row seats to every meltdown, every scandal, and every story the internet pretends it's done with but never really is. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next bombshell, because around here, silence never lasts long. This is Fame Ripple, where the tea is never cold, the drama never sleeps, and the next scandal is always one careless sentence away.